Hey yo! Holy fuck, it's stunning. Even aesthetic is an emoji. Welcome to SNR.
I am good. Let's fucking roll, man. This is our 4th time trying, so I really hope we're gonna fucking smack it this time, because shit, bro. 3 failed podcast attempts. This is our 4th try, guys. So
man, I call it 3 learning experiences, not failed attempts.
I guess we can call it that.
I mean, like as far as from my end with editing and everything, I actually did pick up a couple of things along the way with all those attempts. So it's not all bad, man. It ain't all bad. But hey, man, 4 times we've been trying to get this off the road.
Well, we're hoping this is the 4th lucky time, man. I'm hoping this is the last time, because shit, man, we got a lot of fire stuff that we want to talk about, man. But I'll wrap you guys up on what the first 3 episodes were. It was basically an introduction into our podcast, SNR. You guys know who I am. My mate Retendo over here, aka housemate / mate, best friend, lives with me and is a part of this podcast. We are going to be launching this podcast indefinitely now for a long period of time, because we're very passionate about speaking about, you know, just anything really.
Basically shit talking.
Basically, really, just shit talking. As we are now, just shit talking and yeah, engaging with all you guys. So SNR, this is our first episode. And I'm hoping this one pulls through so I can see it on YouTube, man.
I love how he's like being
nervous,
really emphatic and nervous about this one making the cut.
Are the speakers working? Are the mics on? Is
everything is on right now?
Okay.
We're a go right now,
okay,
man.
Shit, man.
I mean, like when you think about it, we have been trying to get this off the ground conceptually about 3 years.
3 years, man. 3 years.
In actuality, like ever since we actually decided to fix up the room and turn it into a studio, I think it's been about a 2-month turnaround now. Look, from when we started.
From when we started and the room was ready. I think this room's been ready for about close to 2 months. Maybe.
Oh no, the room has been ready for about
a month.
3 weeks. But like the whole process of actually starting from the first thing we started to get and starting to look for the mics, starting to look for like all the audio interfaces, has been about a 2-month turnaround.
Shit, man.
I mean, we've gone all out. I mean, besides,
we really have, guys. Like, what do you think of the setup, man? Like, check it out.
I'll plug it in for them as well. Like, I'll take a couple of pan shots and everything like that,
before
and I'll plug it in for them as well.
Man, you guys will see it all, man.
Yeah,
this is beautiful.
Actually, that would be a dope intro. I never thought of that.
There we go.
Creative minds.
Yeah.
Boom.
Perfect. Right there. Right there. You guys are gonna
shots of a studio.
Maybe in this point here at the beginning, wherever.
But it would have been amazing having that mirror if it didn't cost 2.5.
Hey, listen, I still plan on getting that mirror. So for you guys, what we're planning on doing for the studio is obviously we've got the soundproof walls, we've got that backdrop here. You know, we've got everything, got our figurines. Like, it's looking all nice.
We went all out, bro.
We really did.
Even the rug. My turf, my rules, bro.
They can't see the rug, but the rug is fucking.
Oh, they're gonna see it in the shots because I'm gonna like take the early shots.
Right, you did, my bad. Shit, why don't we introduce a little bit more about you, Retender? Because these cunts all know who I am, and I'm gonna watch the swearing because that's gonna be censored. But why don't you introduce yourself? Tell them a bit about yourself.
Are we really gonna censor it all? Because I mean, we'll try to keep it as well as it is, and then try to be as conscious about the swearing. But if it does come out every now and again, it is what it is.
I'm gonna have to really be conscious about my swearing because I'm really bad, man.
I mean, hey, if it's a fit of passion, then it should be allowed, right?
Of course.
If it's a fit of passion, then you can't hold that stuff back, especially when you're on a roll, man. So I mean, if you're asking for a blessing, you got it. Go for it, bro. If it hits you, if the spirit so blesses you, go forth, my son.
Run forth, my spirit child. Run with the wind. Run.
Legit, this is the kind of conversations like got us in a spot to even wanting to start this goddamn podcast.
Oh my Lord,
like,
man.
You guys are just about to be introduced to a whole lot of weird fun, but
super weird. Things are about to get super fucking weird.
Super weird, but like picking up on the intros itself. My name is Retendo, alright? As Chesty has already introduced me. I don't know how people somehow still find a way to mess up the name because it is phonetic as hell.
What names have you heard of your name, bro? Like, what have they called you?
The thing is, like, I feel like it's white guilt if I was going to call it anything because they are afraid to mess up my name. So every time, like, they see the name, they're like,
White guilt. I like that term.
For lack of a better term, I mean, how many times have you come across a white person, even in your schooling days, and then they've just, like, frozen at your name, like,
Dude, so many times. I'm like, it's not that hard. It's like 4 fucking letters. S-A-I-D. Like,
especially
it's
your
fucking
one, it
easy, man.
Like,
if you can't say Said, just say Said. Don't try to say Siad, side, this, that. Like, it's not that fucking hard.
It ain't that hard, bro.
It's
it
a
ain't
simple,
hard.
And Retendo. Like, shit, man. Everyone knows what a Nintendo is, so just fucking...
Wait, hold up. See, when you go into Nintendo, that's when the issue starts. Because, like, the 64 that's at the end of my name on Instagram, I think I should explain that as well. Because a lot of people, like, get that misconstrued why I've got Nintendo 64. But once they...
Oh, by the way, guys, just a shameless plug here. Follow my boy, follow me. Here's our links. Make sure you follow us because we're the real deal.
Alright, cool. I'm going to just pop them right in there, bro.
Follow along.
So basically, like, once they get over the hurdle of being scared of saying Nintendo, and then they realize they can fuck with it and call it Nintendo.
A bit more.
Man, I've been called all types of consoles, man, until they started calling me Wii in high school. And I'm like, yo, man, this shit needs to stop. I had to pull it back to the OG 64. The Nintendo 64, I mean, who does not love that?
You had to own your name, you know. When bullies give you a particular name, you either run with it or you try to hide away from it. But I found in my past experiences that if you try to run away from it, it just makes the situation 10 times worse. So embrace the 6'4", my friend. Embrace it.
Talking about past experiences, I know it's a little bit out there in the world as far as like the social media community, but no one really knows what high school really was for you or why you feel a certain type of way about, especially bullying, like you mentioned.
It's a good question, man.
I feel like that's something that we need to talk about.
It's a good question, man, because like, you know me, man, I feel very seriously on the topic of mental health and bullying. So I won't stand for bullies, man, whether it's, like, because I've dealt with bullies all my life, like as a child, as a teenager. In my adult years, I've dealt with adult bullies who don't realize they're adult bullies, you know? They don't have no idea, you know? They got no idea. So yeah, man, I mean, it's just one of those things where you can't really tell a person how to be or how to act. It's just, it's one of those situations where actions actually do speak louder than words. So no matter what, someone who might be jealous or envious or whatever, and these are normal human emotions that people feel, which is completely fine. There's nothing wrong about that. That's cool. Like, you know what I mean? I've been jealous of probably lots of things. Maybe not big, huge things, but sure, I've been jealous of plenty of things. And as all of us have, because it's a natural human emotion. How you handle the jealousy.
That's another step.
That's another step, Because ain't nobody saying you can't be jealous of someone's achievements or what they got, whatever. Like, you can't fucking stop that. But what you can stop and control is how you act accordingly with the situation, So
in a sense, I mean, even from like stemming from how you act on that situation, it even changes how that internal dialogue is for you. From damn, does that nigga really have that? To
of course, because
how did you get that? How can I do it for myself as well? That's inspiring shit.
I mean, that's where it should come from. You know what I mean? They should draw a card and be like, oh shit, this guy's doing some cool shit that like is really inspiring. Like, how can I apply this? I'm repeating basically what you said. How can I
was on the same train of thought though.
How can I apply this back in my life to better my life instead of taking on the notion of why does this guy have that and fucking he's lucky to have this or he's privileged to have that or you're so lucky this, you're so lucky that. It's hard work. It's never luck.
100%, man.
And insecure people will say it's a lot of luck and this and that, but it is what it is, man.
I mean, to even touch up on that, this is something that we actually want to open up the floor to you guys who are listening and watching, because we're trying to make sure that this is all across all platforms. This is actually going to be bigger than life.
We don't just want to be doing fitness, man. Like, I want to be talking about all sorts.
We're going to be talking about all sorts of stuff. So if you guys have any topics that you feel are burning as far as social dynamics or even interpersonal dynamics, then you gotta plug them right down in the comments right there, man. And if you happen to be listening to this one whilst you're training, because yes, this is going to be on Spotify and iTunes. You heard it first. Make sure you jump onto the comments, man. Let us what you want and let us know what you want us to talk about.
Don't be shy, guys. Whatever you want. And back on the topic of just bullying, I feel very strongly about it because it's something that I've encountered. Like I said, in my primary school years, in my high school years, and then again I had to face it fucking. Wait, over so and you over started?
You started in primary school.
Oh no, sorry. Why did I say primary school? No. It did not start in primary school. In primary school, I was amazing, dude. I was a really cool kid. I played lots of sports. I was actually like super fucking crazy and outgoing. Like I used to just like steal all the fucking tennis balls off like my peers, and I used to go around punching kids. Like I was really like ADHD.
Wait, you used to go around punching kids? I didn't know about this bit.
One time this kid. I remember his name. I remember his fucking name.
Are you giving an apology right now? Are you giving an apology right now?
Eric McArdle.
Oh shit!
From Ermington West Public School. If you are watching this, wherever you are, my friend, I am sorry for punching you in the nose for taking that tennis ball when I was in grade 6. But you took that fucking ball off me, and I was angry. And you ran away, motherfucker. Like, of course I was gonna do something, dude. Of course, this cunt took my ball and just ran. And then listen to this. And then listen to this. And then I punched him in the face. And this is where I just like started noticing that the world is all bullshit. I punched him in the face, and then my teacher like obviously took me to the class, and then you know I muttered under my breath when my teacher saw me punch him in the face, like go to detention, and I muttered under my breath like, oh, why me? And she thought I said you're a bitch.
Wait, how does why me translate to you're a bitch?
She was convinced I said you're a bitch.
Oh, yo.
And I was there, I almost had tears in my eyes. I was like 10 years old. I was in year 6. I was like, I did not call you a bitch. I just said, why me? She's like, I don't believe you. Go to the principal's office.
Oh.
I went to the... And dude, this is how old I am. Like, I'm only 34, but I feel like a dinosaur because I went to the fucking... I went to the principal's office and dude, that motherfucker pulled me by the ears, dude. I don't think... I must have had the last wave of like abuse from teachers because that cunt pulled me by the ear, Mr. Hemmings. He's probably dead now because I was like 60 at the time. I was 10. So no.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna cut it right there because I'm already talking shit. I'm already talking mad shit.
Oh god!
Eric Mercado, I hope you forgive me.
Yo, so this nigga's probably 80 right now. That pulled you by your ear,
dude. He pulled me by the ear so hard.
Right, that sounds like school in Africa.
Dude, they weren't gonna let me graduate year 6. I mean, how the fuck do you graduate year 6 anyway? It's just year 6. But I was pretty damn certain they weren't gonna let me graduate because that's what they said to me at the time.
Yo,
so
aren't you supposed to do some NAPLAN test or something like that?
No, bro.
For the Australian system?
Oh no, man. Like I don't know. I think they just said that to scam me.
They're just like trying to hold you hostage.
Yeah. They're not going to kick me out of primary school, man. Like I was like 2 weeks away from finishing year 6 as well.
Oh Jesus.
Anyway, man. So you'll find a lot of the time, guys, when we talk, we're going to veer off topic a lot, but we'll jump back on.
We'll jump back on, man.
I wanted to talk about bullying because I feel very strongly about it, and I've fucking encountered it in all facets of my life. Not as a child and, you know, as a young kid, because I actually had a really, really good childhood, to be honest. I encountered it in my teenage years, you know, when puberty hit and I realized the world wasn't all glitz and glam and, you know, everything was based on looks and appearance and popularity and status. And that's when puberty hit me like a cunt.
Like a wave.
Bro, like a huge wave. And then after that, I knew what I had to do, man. Damn. That's all it was. Like, I knew what I had to do. I'm like, okay, if I'm to be respected, loved, and treated a certain way and get the opportunities that I want to get in my life, like be a fitness model and, you know, be a pro champion competitor and, you know, have a side business and this and that. The only way I could have been taken seriously and to do all those things is to look the part.
To look the part. So that's what started all of this for you.
That's where aesthetics all came from, my friend.
That's where it came from. You had it here,
you know,
first.
the branch came through me and Az, and, you know, Az ran with it and fucking blew it up bigger than anyone would have ever thought, man. That's the thing, you know, it's crazy.
It's crazy though, like how you mentioned the fact that
man.
Your goals and intentions for the rest of your life were hinging on the fact that you realized you had to make yourself a bit more physically imposing, so much so that you can make a first impression, because that was more than likely the same motivation factor for me, because getting into the whole gym scenario, or even starting to be conscious of the fact that, man, if I was to like reminisce, you know those posters where you've got those like World Vision posters, $1 to save a kid.
Oh my god! Don't even start.
That's literally how it was built, man. And I remember thinking at this point, like I'm still in Africa, and I'm thinking, man, maybe at one point in my life I want to be on the stage rapping or something. But 100% I wanted to be acting, and that's something that's always been in the front of my mind. But I realized ain't nobody gonna take me seriously if I'm built like a coat hanger. Like it ain't gonna work.
That's just what it is, man. Like people who are out there will have you believe it's personality, this, opportunities, that, this and that. But you ain't gonna make these opportunities, these networking, you know, this networking with people and opportunities, and basically, I call it having cheat codes in real life. Like literally, like looking good and playing the part. I feel like it's having a cheat code in life. Like I can go to a job and I know I'm gonna get it. Like, just the other week, I broke my Apple iPhone, and, you know, I went and repaired the screen at the Dr. Boom shop, and they fucked the screen up. They rorted it. So, with Apple iPhones... Yeah, I should have asked him. He used to work at Apple. So I
worked for Apple for 4 goddamn years. I lived with a nigga. I worked for Apple for 4 damn years, and he took it to a third-party repairer. I just, like, held my head. He was
so, like, I've not seen you that disappointed. He was like, dude, you're like, why? Why? You honestly, like, why? Like, why?
Like, if you've ever seen me in my Apple hat, that was it, that moment. Like, I just had flashbacks of being in there, watching a customer come with a phone that's all the way fucked up. Not because of their fault. Most of the time, these people actually prey on you, the general public, not knowing.
They got me. They got.
And then by the time you walk into an Apple shop, like, you're looking at this shit, it's all the way like, man.
But I'll tell you, man, they call old mate Chesty over here. But fuck, man. Wait, what were we saying? Let me.
You're talking about the looks helping you in that situation as the story goes on.
Yes. So I was saying that looks are a very big part in creating a lot of opportunity and success for us in life. So I knew that, so I knew that from a very young age. So I thought, building up my physique and building up my body and have it, like you mentioned before, have a more imposing physique and be more complete. I knew that would command more respect, and I knew that would not only help me in the workplace and with women and with relationships and commanding respect. I knew it would also help me internally to feel confident within myself, to be the best person I can be, to be the best version of myself, because I knew that I genuinely couldn't be happy if I didn't feel good with my appearance and how I looked.
100%, man.
You know what I mean? This confidence just didn't grow out of thin air.
And the thing is, we've got so many testimonies, personally, each one of us that can attest to that fact. Like, for me, the biggest one where looks kind of opened a door that I would have not imagined for was that year when I went to Melbourne for the Arnold Classics and somehow ended up being drafted onto Channel 7 for a dating show.
That's when you realized.
Man, honestly, out of all the coincidences that was happening that weekend, man, that's a story for another day. But the fact that I was just walking down the street with a bunch of mates, and then out of that group of people, I got singled out by these two talent scouts, if you're gonna call them that, and they're like, "Hey, yo, so we got a new show that's about to start up, and we think you're gonna look great for this." Literally like that.
Wow.
In the middle of the street.
Wow. Well, that's how it is.
And the rest is history. I ended up breaking a watermelon, but
you know. Between your legs. Let's put the clip. Hey,
I am putting that out there.
No. He's putting the clip up there.
Hell no.
2 seconds.
Hell no.
Maybe not.
Look, they made me do that, bro. And that's another thing that I realize now with the sort of life lessons I've been in. I wouldn't have agreed to breaking that watermelon, man. I had a poem all written out and I was going to serenade the ladies. But the producers obviously wanted ratings. And I mean, how ironic is it to have a nigga breaking a watermelon on TV?
Well,
they made the views. The episode was the most viewed episode of the whole season.
I mean, I can see why. They see a black man with fucking tree trunk legs fucking smashing this watermelon, bro. This vastus lateralis and fucking adductors just crushing the watermelon beneath your big juicy thighs.
We don't even talk about that at home. My mom acts like that whole episode of life did not.
That didn't happen, man. Hey, so what are our plans for the rest of the day, man? What are we doing today?
Well, I mean, I know as far as me, man, the first thing now is I'm going to have to start working on chopping this to make it perfect for everyone. But apart from that, I'm probably just going to get onto my trading and maybe jump back into the studio working a couple of tracks or something.
Oh, shit, man. My plan is looking a little bit different, man. I've got 2 mates coming over in the next 30 minutes. So we're going to be going training, dude. We're actually, funny enough.
Name drop.
Okay.
Name drop.
Aquila Nolasco.
Fala galera.
Me chamo Chespra. So Aquila's coming now.
Oh love, homie. Oh love.
And one of my other boys is coming around too. And we're actually on the way to World Gym Chilora, and we're going to be training, funny enough, glutes. We're just going to be training glutes.
Yes, he's training glutes.
Yes, funny.
Goddamn, finally.
Funny. This is a funny story, guys. From all the years of building my physique, it's pretty damn complete. Guess what my weakest muscle group is?
I don't know how you managed to I mean, anyone who knows anything to do with bodybuilding,
it's actually not carbs. So guess what my weakest muscle group? I mean, I already said it.
You already said it,
but fucking glutes.
This is the funniest thing for anyone who knows anything about bodybuilding. It's
it's the easiest muscle to grow.
How do you avoid growing your glutes and then you complete pretty much every other part of your physique? Yeah, it's you managed to literally avoid your glutes for 15 years.
Man, all this time, I think because I don't think I was avoiding them. I don't think I was activating the muscle correctly with my squats, with my leg press. I think I was all quad dominant, which shows in my physique because over the years, as you can see with my legs,
your T-drop.
All I had was a T-drop. Now I've got, I've got the adductors, I've got the vastus lateralis, I've got the hamstring sweep coming down, I've even got the calves.
Man, your boy's been putting in work.
Yes, I have.
How many weeks out, bro? How many weeks are you out right now? I am
fucking 18 weeks out, man, and I'm fucking ready to jump on that stage, brother. Last time, as you know, you were there. You were in the fucking crowd, bro. I got 4th place, guys. And, in my defense, it took me like a whole year to fucking pull away from my ego and actually see that my legs, when I turned around from the posterior chain, were actually quite weak. My hammies weren't cut, they weren't defined, the calves were non-existent, and the ass wasn't there. So, you know, it was very hard for me to take that in subjectively and understand that I didn't have the complete package. Even if I was the most aesthetic, even if I was the most shredded, I actually did not have the most complete package.
It's a hard thing for anyone to come to terms with.
Very hard pill to swallow.
Because after the work that you put in, I mean, like anyone who is getting into a comp, that's about 12 weeks of hardcore
I don't think anyone understands. But look, man, after I came fourth in that comp, and everyone was congratulating me, dude, you came fourth, amazing, you got the best dressed award too, fourth. Man, I went home, I locked myself in my bathroom. And my girl at the time was just outside and then fucking ignoring me. And I was just in the bathroom, in the shower. And I was literally just crying. I was fucking crying. I'm not
laughing at the fact that he's crying, by the way.
I was just fucking crying, bro. I had my head against the wall, dude. And I was just like, fuck, man, fourth place. And I was just bawling my eyes out.
He did such a good job, like, making it seem as if it didn't hit him as much on the way from the...
I was very good at hiding my emotions, man. I was fucking
Meanwhile, everyone is, like, hitting me up. They're like, oh, so we're going to meet up for, like, the dinner and everything? And I'm, like, busy.
My own friends don't even know me.
I'm like, yeah,
some of my friends are like, we got pizza, man. We're bringing pizza over. I'm like, dude, I came fourth, man. If you're a real friend, you would know I'm devastated. I'm upset. I'm really upset. This is my dream and I came fourth. I don't want to eat pizza and celebrate, man. I don't.
Enter cave mode for the next 4 days.
And the thing is, like, a real friend would understand that and see that. And, you know.
I mean, sometimes it might also take the fact that I've been in that exact same place. Like, I came third in my comp, and that kind of messed with me for a little bit. Like, I haven't stepped on stage since then.
Of course.
And that was like...
That's what people...
I'm like 21, 22 at that point.
You were young.
Yeah, I'm about to turn 26. I haven't stepped on stage since then.
Fucking old cunt, bro.
I'm turning into a dinosaur, man.
Bro.
Another fun fact for you now, you know how old I am.
Bro, if Az is the father of aesthetics, and I'm technically an old cunt now, does that make me the godfather of aesthetics? Or the uncle of aesthetics?
Whew. I mean, wait, we need to like lay this out properly because we have to start from Frank Zane coming down.
Frank Zane will be the godfather.
Yeah, we have to start with Frank Zane coming down.
I feel like
because he's the first to do it.
He's the first to do it.
And, you know, respect and dues are paid to you where the inspiration is coming from.
Always, man.
Yeah, so
Always.
I would place Frank as the godfather. How does a family tree work in this sense, man? I'm trying to make y'all niggas related when you're not related.
I can't even think about it. This shit's fucking frying my brain.
Freeze,
Let me go back to my comp.
Make it a challenge. Make it a challenge. Make it a challenge. Y'all gotta put it in the comments.
Uncle of aesthetics or Uncle of aesthetics or godfather of aesthetics? Which one is it, guys?
Yeah, pretty much. And then just put all the titles that are corresponding as well.
Whatever you want to call it, chuck it in there, man.
Yeah, chuck it down. Chuck it down in the comments, man. Chuck it down in the comments.
But back to the comp, dude. 18 weeks.
18 weeks.
And let me tell you, man, like, this means more to me than anyone can fucking ever imagine, man. And the thing is, like, it's always been something I've wanted to do, but, you know, I've never gotten around to do it because I've never had the confidence within my physique and within myself to jump on stage and do it. And now that I know my power and my ability, and I'm in a better headspace and I'm in a better position in life, you know, it's just a great feeling to know that, you know, I've got the support of all you guys, my real friends, and the people around me to actually want to see me come out on top and finish this story once and for all, man. I
mean, the thing that makes it even more, I suppose, awesome in my eyes is the fact that for a lot of times you cop stick for people saying that you're imitating Az for any shape or form. And this is one thing that is contrastingly different because we all know Az's public opinion as far as competing was concerned. And Saeed is saying right now, this has been something that he's been dreaming of doing for a minute. So if anyone had it twisted or, you know, is still of the notion that this man has been putting on an act for his fucking how long, I don't know how long it's been, man. Like,
hey, 10 years
that should be tiring if you're acting for 10 years, man.
10 years I've been trying to act like Az. This is the thing that people don't understand. People don't understand that Az was my younger brother. So what I've come to realize in my life, naturally the younger brothers tend to imitate the older brothers, I think.
To a certain extent. To a certain extent.
To a big extent.
The thing is, like,
it's just unfortunate that he got the limelight and everyone just assumed it was him first. You know, I'm just putting it out there, man. Like, someone's got to draw influence from somewhere, dude. I got that fucking sick cunt in the gym and then he made magic, bro. And here I am just continuing it on. But like I said, dude, I'm doing my own thing with this competition and it is a great feeling because for these last 10 years, even though, like, I have been doing things for myself, I feel like I've also been living for two men, you know, Aziz and I. And it's exhausting, dude. Like, anyone can see how fucking worn down and exhausted I was for many years up passing his death. You know, I'm in a much better place to talk now, and you know, with my emotions and everything, which is awesome. You know, because there's so much information and insight I can share about my life that can help a lot of people.
Question: was that acid trip, that first acid trip, the first time you actually say that out loud? The fact that you were living for 2 people?
Yeah, bro.
Because that was a bonding moment right there.
Yeah, bro. It just felt so much burden on my shoulders. I just, you know, like, I just felt it, man. I'm like, dude, I'm tired of, like, I know it's gonna sound bad, but like, I was tired of living for 2 people. Like, I've done it for 10 years for so long, making all these videos, keeping his name in the limelight. It's just like, shit, man.
I still have that note in my phone from that day.
There's got to come a point where I just got to kind of like let go a little bit and just focus more on me. You know, and that's what's happened in the last 1 or 2 years. I've really put my head down. I focused on my own kind of shit.
And hence the ascension.
Kind of stuff. Yeah, the ascension is strong,
hence
bro.
the ascension. The ascension is strong with this one.
You're too kind, my bro.
Yeah, nah, bro. I see your work, man. I see your work. I see what you're doing, man.
Bro. It means a lot, man. You know, I genuinely love these kind of comments coming from people that genuinely mean a lot to me, so...
The thing is, the way that I look at everything is, if there's something to be commended and I have to speak up about it, because how are you going to know to keep pushing in the right direction? I mean, I expect the same from people who are around me. If they see me doing something that's in the right direction, to be like, hey, yo, bro, you know what? You keep doing that thing right there. And for me, that's a mark of a true one.
And that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Just a little... That's the thing with friendship, man. People don't know, like, a genuine friendship is really simple. It's just about being attentive and really caring about, you know, your friends' future and goals and needs and wants. If your friend's in pain, what's wrong? What's up? Like, shit, man. Like, how many times have I cried in front of you and you cried in front of me? And I've got no shame on saying that in front of camera. I'm sure there's a bunch of toxic masculine dudes that'd be like, oh, that's fucking gay, dude. But I ain't got no fucking fucks to give anymore. Like, honestly, like, you know what I mean? And it's kind of sad that men these days can't be allowed is not the best word, but can't feel confident enough to express their emotions as a man, because they feel it's gay or it's this, or, you know, they're gonna look and seem weak, and it's just the wrong mentality to have, because this is the start of many mental health issues in men.
Oh, bro.
And this is why a lot of men are necking themselves these days.
Don't even get me onto that one, man. I mean, statistically, this is the scariest thing, because when you look at young males between the age of 16 to about 30, the leading killer is not an accident, is not drink driving, it's not drugs.
Dude, it's suicide.
It's suicide.
It's suicide.
Our society has gotten to a point where it's pushing...
There's a lot of pressure on men.
Our very peers to neck themselves.
Dude, think about it. When men know that their worth these days can be taken away half by just picking the wrong chick, what worth is there for a man to actually want to get married in this day and age and start a family, especially with how people are, the guys and girls are these days? It makes it very hard for men to have a family, and most men that do, and, you know, don't end up picking the right girl, they end up getting divorced and losing their kids, losing half their house, half their assets, and it's just come to a point where men and women are just scared to commit in meaningful relationships, are scared to be in relationships, and everyone's always looking for that better option or something better, or you know what I mean? So
I mean,
it's very toxic, man.
From where I stand, this is where it seems like I am crazy, so to speak. But the way that I look at it is, we've created, because of trying to overcorrect the wrongs of the past, all right? I mean, we have to acknowledge that for a long time, women had been oppressed under the rule of men. That is a fact.
Of course.
However, in an attempt to correct that,
society
has swung the pendulum so much so that there's
women
a
got
real
the power
discord
now.
and
it's
a
just
real
way too much, man.
It's more a real separation, in a sense that even the way that we were sent to schooling, being separated, boys and girls, that separation in itself, and then trying to put it into a functioning society, these are the problems that we now face, because everyone has put it in their minds that we don't need each other at all. Yet,
I mean, it's just not the most practical idea to be sending your kids to, you know, just a one-sex school, because
that's where the system starts breaking right there. Because how do you expect a kid who spent 12 years of his schooling just around guys or just
to
around
communicate
girls,
or even socialize with women,
to then be able to communicate with the opposite sex when all that is said and done? And if you don't realize that 12 years is nothing but, you know, just a programming scheme to make you say yes, we're not going to get into that right now. But
let's not talk about the Matrix, man. Let's not talk about the Matrix just yet, man.
Ah, damn. Don't get me down that rabbit hole.
We'll be going down for a while, bro. We'll be going down for a while.
Ah, wait, hold up. Let me get the camera up again before we get on this train.
We're at the 30-minute mark, guys, but our camera's just been turned off, so we're just going to flick that back on, and we're going to give you the outro because we are finished with this episode. And I'm hoping this episode is going to be up because I'm off to train, and I'm off to fucking put my head down and go train my fucking tiny-ass glutes. But let's wrap it up, Pretender. I'll let you wrap it up, man.
Ah, damn. I mean, I suppose that is the cue that someone is about to get into the house. But the fact of the matter is we've actually gotten to do it. This feels like it went smoothly, man.
I think this is the best one yet with the most amount of energy, so I'm really happy with this.
I know, right? Right? For this to be the first one, man. And the thing is, like, we want to appreciate everyone who's tuning in from whatever channel that you're tuning in through. And this thing is just about to blow the hell up.
Yeah,
like, we're building a whole family out.
We're building a community, guys. So we're happy you're a part of it. We love you guys. We thank you for the support. And
110%.
Welcome to SNR.